While it might not be the first D1 sport you think of, when it comes to UVA, Hydra, the women's ultimate Frisbee team, has been a strong force in the collegiate Frisbee world. We spoke with Carrie Otal, a third-year member, to learn more about the team, the sport, and how you can get involved.
Hydra is a D1 team, but also part of club sports. It means, because we're a club sport, we get funding. We do get funding from the school, but not as much as a traditional D1 sport would. But we still are affiliated with the school, and so we get to basically compete with other schools at a similar level to us. So other D1 schools, we compete with at nationals. We've been around for 20 years, but only have been very competitive for the past 10 years. And yeah, so for the past 10 years, we've been consistently going to nationals and competing there, which is the top 20 teams in the country. And we're ranked number 15 on Multi-World right now. This season's been really amazing so far. I don't think we've ranked lower than third at any tournament we've been at so far. So we finished first at our home tournament, which was in Charlottesville, called we call it Winta Binta Binta, which was against a lot of Virginia schools, which is really fun. We played Tech, and William and Mary comes, and JMU, so it's fun to get the in-state rivalry games in there. Quick overview of how Ultimate Frisbee works. I'd say most people compare it to American football the most, in that you basically have 3 players who are kind of like the quarterback, but we call them handlers. And so they do most of the throwing on the field, especially long distance throws. And then there are 4 cutters on the field who are kind of like the wide receivers, I guess, and they do a lot of the catching. But the main difference between Ultimate Frisbee and American football is that you can't move once you catch the disc. You're allowed to stop your momentum, but you can't run with the disc at all. So it's basically you only advance the disc by throwing it to members of your team on the field, and you score by getting it into an end zone, basically the same as football. But if you drop it, or if the other team intercepts the disc, then it automatically turns over to them, and they get a chance to go down and score in their own end zone. The culture of Ultimate is different than any other sport I've ever played before, in that it's so player oriented. We don't have refs at any of our games, which is something a lot of people are really surprised at about Ultimate Frisbee, is that it's self-officiated. So you get to make a call yourself on the field and talk it out with the other team. And there's a really great thing. It's spirit of the game is what we call it, but where every player is just really trying to be courteous with each other and support each other on the field, even on another team. And I've never experienced the amount of support. And we do a lot of spirit circles at the end of games, where we'll meet up with the other team and talk about how the game went with them, and exchange gifts even with them for players who were the most spirited during the game, had good discussions about foul calls, things like that. And it's just I've played a lot of sports and never had any experience like that, and where everyone's so open and welcoming with the sport. How can students get involved with Ultimate Frisbee? Definitely at the beginning of fall, come to any club fair you can, or activities fair. We're always there, we're always posted up, and no experience is necessary whatsoever. I myself had no prior Frisbee experience before trying out for the team. And we welcome all skill levels, basically. Just we teach you how to throw on the first day even. So that's another just great thing about Frisbee, is how kind of fast you can pick it up, and how little experience is necessary to really get involved with the team here at UVA.
This has been our Women's Ultimate Frisbee feature. I'm Natalie Rodriguez, WUVA.